Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 4 Sixes Ranch. We're in the bunkhouse, Taylor Sheridan's and mine ranch. We partnered on it. And we also provide you with just the most high-quality beef that you can imagine if you visit 46essteak.com. And that's beef ranched on by Dale Brisby and my guest today, Dusty Burson. And that's what we were doing today, is ranching on the beef that you can order on 46essteak.com. Also, please check out the Run for a Million horse show. Will be on CBS this Saturday, August 22nd at 7 o'clock. So watch live, and you get to watch the biggest horse show really in history, isn't it? Yeah, $1 million. That's a lot of guacamole. Yeah, and then you competed in the cowboy class, correct?
Yes, sir.
On Dollar Bill? Dollar Bill?
Yes, sir.
Dollar Bill, y'all. It's a Stevie Ray Vaughan horse, right?
Dale trained him for me.
Yep, I did. Yeah. I start all of
Different
his colts.
Dale.
Oh, yeah. No, not me. Yeah, I start all of Dusty's horses. Yeah. So check out on CBS Saturday, August 22nd. And then also one thing we're going to talk about that I want to put at the beginning, bump to the beginning here, is you are a part owner in Easley Trailers. So if you're out there and did you know those red things on the back, they're supposed to light up? Well, I didn't know that until I got an Easley. And I've had it for 3 years and it's never let me down. When I do remember to plug in the lights, they work every time. Also, you're going to want to get the hydraulic jack. It's worth it, okay? It's not that very much extra. I was very surprised at how affordable it was. Thank you for that. I'll never go back. You know how annoying it is to jack up a trailer now?
Wait for an intern
To wait for an intern to jack a trailer up. It's so annoying.
Hurry up, Cole.
And I'm just like, it's kind of like standing in front of the microwave. Like, dude, you're just like, hurry up. Like I'm sitting here watching Cole jack the trailer up just very slowly. Actually, like I've got some older trailers that aren't Easleys. I'm going to bring them in and get you to put a hydraulic jack on them.
No, just change it to an Easley.
Even better. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. So check out Easley. Check out the show this Saturday on CBS, August 22nd. Also, check out 46essteak.com. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. Did I miss anything? Oh, rodeotime.com. The best apparel line known to man. Yeah. Do you want to put anything in the intro?
Yeah, I wanted to bump something back to the front, too.
Oh, yeah?
I can't believe you're wearing a ball cap for the podcast with me.
Um,
What if Boots walks in?
I'm not going to lie. Did you know I got on a bull? I mean, of course you did, because I'm the world's greatest bull rider. Did you notice how crooked my hat was
in a
today?
ball cap?
No. I got on a bull a couple days ago, and I hat whipped it, and my hat is so crooked. And then today, on the drive, I didn't tell you this, but I may or may not have roped a pig. I quickly untied him. He's roaming free. He's only got a small ear notch to know that Dale Brisby caught him. But when I ran through the brush, my cowboy hat came up like this right here, and the front brim is so crooked. So I did put on my rodeo time cap for our podcast. Yes. And Boots did see me.
I'm disappointed, to say the least.
And Boots was disappointed also. Does he own a ball cap?
I doubt it.
If he did, it would probably be a rodeo time one.
No.
He's been on my podcast 3 times now.
I wish True was in here. He'd sing, "Take me out to the ball game."
He's been on my podcast 3 times, Boots has.
Really?
And this is your first time. It's almost like Boots and I are best friends.
Might be.
No, I don't think so. The way he looked at me with this ball cap earlier, I'm not. I think he has put up with me for 12 years. I've been coming here 12 years, and I feel like it was around year 8 that he stopped sighing and rolling his eyes whenever I walked in the door. The other day, I wanted to stop and thank him like, hey, thanks for putting up with me all these years.
When you asked him in front of the pickup a while ago, or he asked you a question, it was like something about your desk or something. And maybe you did just play along, but I didn't think he knew who you were.
He he was talking
So he's
about.
not putting up with you. It's just a random person that comes
No, he's talking
periodically.
about a commercial on Cowboy Channel
No.
that I did for Rock and Roll Denim, where I'm at a desk and I'm in a. It's kind of like the ESPN
I don't think
commercials.
so. I could tell, like, he asked it 4 times. You're like, huh? And the 5th time, you were
No.
finally like, okay, yeah.
No. I think he thinks I'm a cowboy because I think it was year 2 or 3, we gathered, what's the big, Croton. We gathered Croton, and it was on the second jerk, AKA drive, that you make, and I was next to him, and I almost all but made my horse pass out from exhaustion because I was not going to lose him, number one, or be accused of not riding. And he told your brother, he was like, Dale sure does cover his country, which I think he said it like, I think I went too much,
Might have
and he
been
was like
negative.
annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, just like pop up, hey, just like 30 seconds later, hey,
Surprise!
me again, me again. And so it did end up being kind of a negative thing, a little bit of sarcasm, but I do remember one time he said,
Got a
Dale
compliment from Boots.
sure does ride his country. But it was, yeah, anyways. I got jeans that ride up more than Dale.
Well, no, really, I think you should have went bareheaded instead of ball capping it.
For the podcast?
Yeah.
It's a rodeo time cap.
Should have been easily.
If it wasn't a rodeo time cap.
You only gave us a couple of those.
Yeah, you. Yeah, we really like them, but you only gave us a couple of them. Yeah. They do wear them too. You got one. Kevin wears one all the time. Ty wears the
you wear
Easley
yours,
cap. Yeah, we need more.
Maybe someday.
If you can't pull the trailer, at least wear the cap. But it'd be better if you just buy the trailer and you get a free cap. Y'all still do that deal? Or is that promotion no longer the thing?
It was over, but we'll start it back up again now.
Oh, yeah, for the intro, since we're still in this extended intro, Dusty Burson is the manager of this ranch. So he's only a part owner in Easley. He does not manage Easley, so just rest assured it's not going to be his welding that you have to deal with. You know, it's a professional welder. We've got Kevin Burns running Easley while Dusty manages the cows that go in the trailers. That's a pretty good description.
Nailed it.
Rolled out the red carpet for you, I feel like.
Yeah. Why were you being so nice?
All right, now let's roll that intro music. If you like your legs covered whenever you're riding, rodeoing, ranching, or dancing a jig at the honky tonk, I hope you'll go to rockandrolldenim.com and use code DALE for 15% off. These are the only jeans I've ever worn, and they're the only jean I'm ever gonna wear. Rockandrolldenim.com, old son. Yeah, it's right. We're gonna go down to the brown crate. Ready? How now, brown cow? Rodeo time. We finally have in the house the last of the 4-6's Cowboys. Finally, you've agreed to do a podcast with me. Like, I've interviewed everybody, and you just keep dodging me.
We're about to do a podcast.
That's what's going on in here. Yeah. Welcome, Dusty Burson, the other DB in the ranching world. Then there's also
The
Derek.
other or the best?
There's Derek Begay and Don Brown. Are there some other ones? There's a few of us DBs out here, but we finally got the Dusty Burson DB. We are in Guthrie at the 4-6's, where Dusty is the manager of. Congratulations. Taylor and I have been meaning to tell you that. We talked about it. And we both agreed you were ready for that job.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me get it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had so much input in it.
Yeah, he wanted to do it a long time ago. I was like, let's let the man mature a little bit more, you know? But no, yeah, Taylor and I are big fans. So, how long have you been working here?
Since May of 2010.
Dang, that's a long time. 16 years and some change. I've got something for you. This is a silver round, courtesy of Texas Precious Metals. It is a full ounce of silver. So check that out. Our partners at Texas Precious Metals, it's where everybody should get their gold and silver, not just Dale Brisby. But please do not melt that down and sell it. It is worth at least an ounce of silver, but I see those wheels turning.
How much is an ounce of silver?
$75, I think, something like that. Maybe 70.
Who is this on here?
That's Dale Brisby.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Dale.
Yeah, you're welcome. So you came here in 2010 to do what?
I started off working for the horse division. Doc hired me to just start colts and train and show horses. And so I did that for about 5 years and then moved to, I kind of always wanted to go to the cattle division. So a camp opened up and we moved to South Camp and was there for maybe 3 or 4 years. And then we moved to Dixon Creek to be the manager of that division. And was there for 7 years. And then moved back down here about a year ago.
Yeah.
Don't add those up in case I'm off a year or two on something.
What year did you move to South Camp?
Maybe in 13. No, 23, I think.
No, not 23.
I don't know. We're going to have to edit this out. It'll be in,
What year did you go to South Camp?
maybe it's 14.
But you were in charge. You were in the horse division for 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah.
Did you not? I mean, it sounded like you and I have talked about it before. Whenever you were making the, I want to go back to you guys growing up, but while we're on the topic of horses, since especially you just got back from Run for a Million, talk about that also. But we were talking about earlier your transition from the horse division to the cattle division, and how you kind of had to think about it a little bit. And that was a little bit surprising to me, because I guess I just assumed that when you came here, that would have been the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But did you just love the horse division that much? Or was that a surprise to you that you had to think about it?
Yeah, probably. Because, when I got here, that was kind of the end goal. I wanted to go to the cow side, but I don't know. I just kind of got a promotion on that side, and it was just a crossroad that, had to pray about and think about which way to go on it. But
well, so you had, obviously you grew up ranching, and then you go to Tech, and you had maybe, were you on the ranch horse team all 4 years?
yes, sir.
So, and then 3 years here in the horse division. I guess I'd love to hear how just your foundation of horsemanship was laid and how each of those played a role in it.
So growing up, we grew up on a small ranch, and we always rode horses. Like I probably started my first colt when I was 10 or 11, and just, I always loved starting colts and riding horses, and but never did really show. I didn't show a horse till I went to Tech. But so Dad, he played a big role in just, letting us start horses and helping us, and kind of the foundation of it, I guess, would be to Dad. But when I went to Tech, Chris really helped me a bunch. We didn't know what lead changes or how to make one. We could get them to stop and turn a little bit, but it wasn't, after Tech, he really helped. I got to where I could, try to put the finishing touches on them, I'd say.
Yeah.
But, and then getting to come down here, I came down here in the summers too, while I was going to school at Tech, and got to ride with Chance O'Neill was a horse trainer, and he helped me a bunch on getting them on a cow. I'd say Chris helped me. Chris helped me with that too, but Chris helped me a bunch with like the reining and kind of the other events in it. But getting to ride down here with him a bunch was really helpful, and getting to do it. You know, we got to see we'd go to horse shows and get to ride with other horse trainers in the industry too. You know, that helped us out a bunch, or helped me out a bunch.
Yeah. It seems like, a lot of the good cowboys have always prioritized horsemanship over, throughout their career, if you call it that. And it's been neat to watch guys that I know were at Tech during that time with Chris, and their horsemanship specifically. But both Zach and True also went through it, didn't they?
Yes,
Zach
sir.
was kind of the first, obviously, being the older one.
I think Zach was on the second team that there was ever of the ranch horse team.
It's starting to be a lot more popular now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Chris did a ton for kids going to college that are, and some of them grew up showing, but I think he had a passion for taking a ranch kid that had never shown before and trying to show him, a better way to do it, and putting a better handle on a horse, and even if it wasn't something you wanted to do forever, if it was something you were going to take and just be a cowboy, but being able to do your job better as a cowboy if your horse rides better,
Yeah. Yeah, not to mention, there's just doing the job of being a cowboy, but also just being able to sell a horse for that much more money, which is something you've become notorious for here at the Sixes. Do you feel like you've had like a unique mindset towards horsemanship compared to other people? Or is it something, it's just part of your daily life? And
No, I mean, I like to, getting to go. I've always loved, when I was in high school, I played sports and stuff in junior high, and I had a bunch of colts my freshman year of high school, and Dad told me if I was gonna play football, told me if I was gonna play football, I needed to send all my colts home, and I said, well, I don't want to send my colts home, and anyway, I just quit playing football, and because I didn't want to send them all home, I wanted to stay there and riding horses. And so, I mean, I think even from a young age, I've enjoyed getting to spend time, riding horses instead of doing other things. And I mean, here, even in my job, my current role, I don't want to sit in the office all day. I want to go ride my horses and try to make them better, and I want to be a better horseman. I don't think you can ever be the best at that. I think you always got something to learn from somebody. So.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's a little more the attitude of a good cowpuncher, is that they're constantly learning all of it, including horsemanship. Well, going back to the beginning, I know we kind of started in the middle, but how did horsemanship, ranching, cowboying, like how did that fit into your life growing up?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we grew up on a ranch. We had some cows and just cow calf operation, and we didn't raise horses, but Dad was always buying, and we'd go to horse sales and he'd buy us some colts, or we'd ride colts for other ranchers around Silverton there. Me and Zach and True both. We just, neighbor over there wanted us to ride a couple. We'd start them for him and send them back and get some. Dad would go buy some from this other places around, and I think he wanted us to learn how to be better horsemen. I think that's part of the reason he wanted us to go to school, especially at Tech, was because he knew that we could, better our horsemanship there with what Chris was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think it molded me. I mean, somebody asked me one time if that was what I always wanted to be, and I don't know. I didn't ever really think about it. We knew we had to go to school, but when we got out, we knew we always wanted to be a cowboy somewhere, and I think that's what ultimately helped me make my decision on whether to take a camp or stay on the horse division, was just the passion that I always had for just being a cowboy and being around cattle rather than riding horses all day, every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Now both our dads were ag teachers, and I've told y'all this. I know I've told you. I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast, but your dad, Brian, was just looked, walked, talked, acted just like my dad. Matter of fact, like the first time I saw him, I think it was at the Heritage. After my dad had died, the first time I saw Brian, I shook his hand and I had to walk away. It was just like, I saw my dad, wearing the same chambray shirt and, cuffed 13 MWZs, his mustache. Anyways, but what was he like? I'm curious. I've got a reason for asking, but what was he like as a leader or as a dad, as a boss in ranching situations? Because it seems like you and your two brothers are all so completely different. And so I'm curious, like, how he operated.
And which one he was the most successful at? Is that what you're asking?
And which one he was most similar to?
I don't know. He could be chill, but if when things weren't going the right way, he might have been a little bit more like Zach.
Yeah. So the three of you are kind of
that's enough
each
about that
version.
question. You're gonna make me say something about my dad or my brother.
Well, okay. I'm not trying to fish for any sort of cut down towards them. Zach and I, same grade, so like with our dads being ag teachers, we were always around each other, district officers at the same time. And then you were, I think, a district officer at the same time as my brother.
Yeah, sure.
And then,
didn't Zach beat you up at a convention or something? Or no?
That can be my mulligan. You didn't answer one of my questions. I won't answer one of yours. No, we always got along, thank goodness, because I did recognize Zach as a little bit of, somebody that probably could get heated. And so I never went there with him. But what I'm getting at is you, in all the situations that I've worked cows, like I don't know that I've worked cows with somebody more with of a cool head in a crazy situation than working with you, which is crazy because you're, the boss. And I mean, that's not crazy. That's a good thing. But yeah, things will just be going completely haywire. And then when it's all said and done and the dust settled, you'll just say like, whew, that got wild or something like that. It'll be something very calm like that. Where'd you pick that up? Or has it just always been that way for you?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know things ever went haywire during the works or anything, so I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't know. I think just, getting to be here at the Six has probably molded me a lot. I mean, obviously the way mom and dad raised you, just try to look at things differently and not get bent out of shape about any situation and just try to look for a solution in it. I think it's kind of, that was probably instilled in me from a young age. But then getting to be here and just seeing how things went and knowing that things aren't always going to go the right way when you're working with 12 to 15 cowboys and 300 cows and 15 horses and, something's not going to go right. And I think I got to do it here enough that I saw that, it's not going to go right on a particular day. Mm-hmm. And so if you can just look and try to find a solution and what to do to fix it rather than, getting mad about it doesn't ever help, in my opinion. I read something the other day. I didn't know it till recently, but it said, if you change the way you look at things, things begin to change, And I don't know I think that says a lot about how I try to process things during the day, try not to, no matter what life or the day or the works or whatever is thrown at you or people or your horse, or just try to find the solution of what's going to make it better or stop it,
Well, I think that you're right. And you kind of caught me off guard whenever, like things don't go haywire often here, but within reason, like they might begin to go haywire. They never stay that way. Like there's always something, like something gets out the other side, or there's some unavoidable whatever. The gate comes open, this or that. But what I've learned here is to just never quit. Because if you do things with under a certain set of fundamentals and the way guys fall in line and the way you ride your horse and get in front of a cow, and those cows are treated the same every spring and fall, and so they'll respond to a horse, and usually things get fixed. But I guess what I'm saying is, going back to my observation of you as a boss or working alongside you when you were at South Camp or whatever, there's so many cliche and stereotype things about cattle and how they make people go crazy or cuss or, act a certain way or drive people to drinking. And like none of those stereotypes seem to be true with you. I guess that's where a better way to put it. It seems like there's not like this outrage towards an animal that happens when something doesn't go our way. And I think what I've observed over the years is the tone it sets with the crew at the beginning of a 2-week works, like each day, like everybody has like a little bit less stress because they know that even if things go bad, like we're all still going to be friends at the end of the day, like nobody's going to get cussed out or, yelled at. And anyhow, I didn't know if that was something that you felt like came natural or if it was something that you had to work at. I've always wondered that. And we've not ever talked about it. But I think a lot of people that work with you observe that. And so,
yeah, I mean, and a lot of it too that makes it easy not to is I get to work around the best cowboys that there are. And so when things do start going the way you don't want, I mean, you said it earlier, but never, if you keep trying and everybody, if you have 15 of the best cowboys trying, it gets fixed pretty quick, It's not like, but I don't know. I appreciate you saying that though.
Yeah, and then those same cowboys are working those same cows twice a year. And so now all of a sudden your cows are getting, I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes it does. I've had podcasts with guys from different parts of the world and guys from in this part of the world, Cole Hatfield, that throw rocks at, gentle Angus cows.
They just don't have enough passion.
Yeah, or they say no passion.
No passion.
So that some of them get a little Hereford influence. They'll get a little passion about them, but regardless, the way that cowboys work and then train a set of cows, there are a lot less moments that go quote unquote haywire. But so 16 years you've been here. We were talking about this on the drive a while ago, but what
in the drive in the pickup, not on the cow drive. We weren't
correct.
Yeah.
we were driving down 83. We were southbound on 83 in a Ford pickup. Yeah. Whenever we're on the cattle drive, we are, hat pointed forward towards the cattle. I'm never Snapchatting ever, but we were talking about just kind of because I've been blessed to be over here for the first time I came here was 12 years ago. I'm talking about just the progression. How do you feel like you've changed in 16 years as a cowboy?
I mean, I would hope I've gotten better. Again, just getting to work around the cowboys at the Sixes have always had a reputation of being good cowboys and good horsemen. And so getting to be here, I hope that I've gotten better and getting to do a bunch of it, getting to work for a big outfit like this. You get the works are, a month long at each division and getting to do that twice a year. And then also getting to spend time on your own and also the opportunity to go other places and work on your horsemanship. I'd hope that I'm a better cowboy and a better horseman than I was when I started here. But I think, you said it earlier, but you're never going to have it all. And if you think you do, you probably need to go somewhere else and look around a little bit. But I just I try every day if a horse is in with being a cowboy and on a drive or wherever you're at, nothing's ever the same. So you can always learn, oh, this cow did that or that horse did that. And sometimes you react and do the right thing, and other times you probably should have went the other way. But if you're always learning, even on little things like that, I think you'll always continue to be better.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the last year you were at Dixon Creek that y'all built that set of pins and changed the way you gathered big breaks.
Mm-hmm.
That was neat. I remember the drive going well. I don't remember if we kept doing it, but it was neat to see you and the team being like students of the game, rather than like, no, we gather big breaks this way every time, Can you think of like a big change that you've had, like anywhere in those 16 on maybe something like a change in the way you gather a pasture, but maybe even more like how you address like something in management? Like, can you think that's kind of a specific question of something on the spot, but
I mean, a big change in my life was just from being a camp man or the horse trainer to management. And I had a lot to learn to that. I kind of just
I guess like a change like in how you do something.
and how I do something.
That would have been a question I could have used like beforehand to prepare you. But speaking of changes, one thing I'm curious, were you nervous when Taylor bought the ranch and it went to change hands?
Oh, I mean, there were some nerves and when big transitions and changes like that happen, I mean, there's thoughts and things that you have. But after meeting Taylor, he came up and toured Dixon Creek. I was up there then, and I mean, I was hopeful and knew that if of all the people that looked at it, if it had been my decision on who got to buy it, it would have been him, because I had faith in what he wanted and which direction he wanted to take the ranch, and that he wanted to keep it together. So I think a lot of the other employees were probably a little more nervous because they didn't get to visit with Taylor and kind of have the inside knowledge that he wasn't wanting to make big changes, and he was wanting to continue the traditions and the legacy of the ranch, not just for a couple of years, but like for future generations. So I think with that, as it was going, I was, hopeful that it would be a good and easy transition, and it was.
Yeah. There's like an article or something whenever there were talks of him buying the ranch, there's something about him firing a director. And I was like, oh man, just like in my gut, I was thinking like, he's going to have to like make some change. Like he's going to, I always respected like how much thought and time and, like he did everything like at a very normal pace, which he didn't make any big changes outside of things like bringing the beef to, keeping it in-house, bringing it to 46steak.com. How'd you feel about that overall?
It's good. I mean, getting to take it from pasture to plate, and people now I think care a lot more about where their food is coming from and the story behind getting to eat it. A cow from the 4.6s is, I think that means a lot to people, and so I mean I thought it was a great idea, and I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean it, especially with 2020 changed so much, and that was a time where it got really popular for people to either buy beef from ranchers were starting to go direct to consumer, and the customers were wanting that. It seemed like after somewhere around then, not only were they more willing to shop online for something like beef, but they were like searching out these places that could provide it.
Yeah, and I think people, that was what caused it then, and I think what kept it going is people that did do that realized that you can probably eat a higher quality beef from a ranch like the Sixes than you can just going and getting it at the supermarket or wherever. Even like people come to our house all the time and eat a cheeseburger, and they're like, "God, that's the best meat I've ever had," and to us that we get to eat it year round, maybe get a little bit spoiled to that. But I think that's what's kept it going from 2020, where you kind of had to buy it like that, to what has kind of kept it going was knowing that it's a higher quality, product that you're getting, and maybe even if it's more expensive, they're willing to pay for it because it is higher quality, beef.
I've always been a ribeye man over a New York strip, but I still talk about it. That strip you made that day here like a month ago, maybe 6 weeks. That was the best New York strip I think I've ever had. And I think you were a little surprised that I gave you that compliment, but whenever I did, but I mean, anyways.
I knew it was going to be good because it was a Sixes.
Yeah. Well, it dang sure wasn't because you cooked it. Yeah. The other thing it seems that Taylor has not changed, that he's kept going, is the Sixes' passion for horses. And that was probably reassuring for you, knowing, since that's something you're passionate about, is just knowing that a horse guy is buying the ranch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, even knowing that, back to what made me have faith that it was going to be, him, if he bought the ranch, it was going to be good, was, you had some cattle guys looking at it, and you had some horse guys looking at it, but he was both, and, but yeah, he wants to raise a better cow, and he also wants to raise better horses here, and so both of those together, he's always looking for new studs and new mares, and just trying to raise a better horse to help us do our job better.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I'd never thought about it or heard him say it, but he was on my podcast that just came out Monday. But he had said that he heard someone say something about Dutton Ranch, and it made him realize, or maybe they just flat out said Dutton Ranch was the most famous ranch in the world or something. Mm-hmm. And he said that he realized that he had made a fictional ranch famous, which making fictional things famous doesn't seem like that big a deal, but anyway, and so it at that time the Sixes was for sale, and he started his partnership, and the story goes on from there. But I thought that was neat. Just even the idea of buying the Sixes started with him wanting to keep something authentic, and this brand being that. And so I don't know. It just, looking back, I know I was worried for everybody on the ranch just because it was going to change hands. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, no, that was the way it needed to go. Yeah. But especially giving it kind of and not only this ranch, but all the ranches in this area, just giving it the notoriety that it finally deserved,
Yes, sure.
Yeah. A lot of other ranches are benefiting from this too. Mm-hmm. Just because the Sixes is what pops up on Yellowstone, that doesn't mean, all ships rise in a high tide.
Yeah, sure.
And so there's some other brands that are going straight to, consumers that I think hopefully it does become more and more popular. But I tried it, and I did not like it. I'll stick to day working. It was too much work for me. Yeah, I just like making YouTube videos and doing podcasts. How often do you get people trying to get a job at the Four Sixes? Being the manager of that famous ranch, I bet you get calls and texts every day.
Yeah, there's and on Instagram is really the big one. People from all over the world.
Oh, I never thought of that.
wanting to come interview or wondering where to send a resume. And
Yeah. Which is flattering and a good thing. But as you can see with my 2 interns here, it's hit or miss on who you get from the internet. No. Don't stop recording. Don't stop recording. It was a joke.
What is the best way to submit an application?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah. But, yeah, you'll probably not be short-handed of any applications anytime soon. So that's all thanks to Taylor, yes, but really Dale Brisby. We want to go work where Dale Brisby works. What about these trailers out here y'all are pulling? What is it with these trailers? The lights always work. The slam latches are so quiet. They're, to be honest, more durable than the pickups. What is it with these trailers?
They're just the best you can get.
The best you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily trailers. Yeah. You and Kevin Burns. I feel like you probably got the same passion behind that as you do running the ranch.
Yes, sir. Yep. I mean, we want to build the highest quality trailer that we can. We put. I mean, Kevin calls me nearly every day. So Kevin he's the manager of Easley. I mean, he calls me every day, and we talk about what about this or what if we change that. I mean, we're not satisfied with Easley's always been in my opinion, the best trailer there is. They've been around for longer than any of them, but we're not satisfied with that. We want to make the next one better and the next one better and the next one better, and so that's something that we're very passionate about. And if something was wrong with the lights, we'd love to fix them for you if you ever do have trouble.
Well, I've had mine for 3 years now, and the lights work every time. Yeah, I have had. I don't. They are the standard to me in my mind, and I had another company reach out to me a long time ago, and not to throw shade on any other trailer company, but I really wanted an Easley, and that's what I held out for and saved up for, and I passed on a deal for a free trailer to get an Easley, and yeah, it's neat. It's neat that there's that kind of passion behind not only USA made but a Texas made product, and one that has been around a while and probably be around for a pretty good while. But it's good to have a good partner in Kevin.
Mm-hmm. No, there's not a better person than Kevin. I mean, he's a hard worker, and just his people skills with, he's, if you need something, I don't care if it's a trailer or anything, he'll help you get it. He'll go get it for you. And it's not just because he wants to make the sale like some salesmen. I've always said that about him. He worked for a feed store and for feed companies, and I've always thought he was the best at that, but it's because he truly cares about you getting what you want. He's done things for people, helping them buy things and sell things that he didn't make $1 off of, but he did it because he cared about them, not because he, wanted to make a penny off of it. So they don't make many like him.
From the sounds of it, you might say he's your best friend. Sounds like kind of what it sounds like. Yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy. Yeah. Enough about Kevin. Yeah. No, I too have a Kevin. I got Kevin Wayne, and he's also a great guy, and he's almost as good at building things as your Kevin.
Is it because his name's Kevin?
Yeah. Usually most. I'm surprised most Kevins are not that way, but these two Kevins, we got good ones. But
are you saying he's your best intern?
I didn't say that. Please keep recording. Please keep recording, Cole and Ryan. But no, it's been exciting to watch what you guys are doing with Easley, and it's exciting to see what's on the horizon. Mm-hmm. So it's not far from here, but it seems like anytime you're going to do anything like that. Like you've got to have you got to invest in people. And so when you got Kevin there running it, that's what else do you have going on? I feel like there was something else that I was meaning to bring up on this. I've got other questions, but I was like, we need to talk about Easley. We need to talk about your progression as a CowPuncher at the 4.6s. But you just got back from Run for a Million.
That's about all I've done.
Yeah. So
life's been a disappointment to us all, hasn't it?
I thought you'd on a railroad by now. Or at least something else.
Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son.
Total Feeds has been powering Radiator Ranch for over a decade. It kept Boone going, gave him an extra 8 years on his life, I know. If you don't feed Total Feeds, you ain't no cowboy. I was feeding it long before they sponsored me, and I'll be feeding it long after they drop me. Look out for horse treats coming soon to Total Feeds.
Run for a Million. You took a horse out there, Dollar Bill. Y'all did good this year. But you've done really well out there with another horse, Jackie Chan. Tell me about that horse.
Jackie Chan is a WR, and I took him the last 2 years out there, I guess. But he was a horse that I actually sold. Taylor actually bought him before. He was just filming here at the ranch. It wasn't even for sale, and he came to the horse sale and actually bought Jackie. So Jackie is actually Taylor's horse, not the 6s, even though they're the same. But yeah, he's a cool horse. He's one of my favorites that I'll probably ever get to ride.
Yeah. But Chino is the gentlest.
Yeah.
He's just not quite the same Jackie Chan was. That was a special horse.
Yeah.
What are some?
I showed Chino a bunch too, though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He's the one I won the World Versatility on, and then I won the RHA finals on him twice. He was a good show horse too.
Really?
Yeah.
What are some other memorable horses you had?
Oh, we got to talk about Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah.
I keep saying they're all my favorite, but he's just as far as ranching.
You only recently sold him, huh?
Mm-hmm. He was probably my favorite ranch horse that I've ever had. He fit me, and I mean, it didn't matter what you wanted to do, roping, riding. He was up for it and good at it.
You're probably sad to see him go. Was it just this last Remuda sale that you sold him?
I think it's 2 years ago.
Year before last?
Uh-huh.
So the Remuda sale is every October. It's the 4.6s.
It's the last weekend of September this year.
Oh, gotcha. My bad. But it's the 4.6s, Pitchfork,
Beggs, Tongue River,
Wagon Hound, Tongue River, King Ranch. Probably missing one. Regardless, a lot of great ranches in the area. And what is it? 100 horses usually?
No, I think they usually sell about 150 to 180 horses.
That many? Yeah. And you seem to have had like the record horse sale again and again. But is it you've developed a brand that we talked about earlier. I mean, can you speak to that on why maybe that's the Dusty Burson horses have gotten more and more popular?
I don't know. I mean, I've been blessed probably in getting to do that, but I've always been passionate about riding them and riding a good one and trying to make a good one and not just doing the 8 to 5 per se with them as a cowboy even. A lot of the horses that bring a lot of money here do more than, they're not just ranch horses. You've spent time in the arena. That's what I mean by that 8 to 5. If you're a cowboy, it's not your only job. Your job on your horses is just get them broke enough to go gather pasture, drag some calves, and maybe work the gate on them, But horses will bring more at this sale if you'll get them in the arena and lope some circles and get them to stopping and turning around better, team roping on them, you know, and just where they're not just a ranch horse, they're also could be a show horse. And Jackie and Dollar Bill are both examples of that. I mean, Vegas, Jackie Chan's been shown twice, and it was in Vegas, and Dollar Bill's been shown once, and it was in Vegas. You know, I didn't make them show horses. They were just ranch horses, but I spent time, and that's kind of what let me be able to take them to, you know, a stage like the Run for the Million, was that I spent time loping circles and trying to make them, you know, be both, and which in turn, when it's time to sell them, they tend to bring maybe more money than just the ranch horses. And all the guys here are the same way. We team rope, and we get in there and lope our colts in circles, trying to make them better and make ourselves better too. So,
Yeah.
and then just being honest with the clients that come to the sale. You know, I don't sugarcoat things with them. If I think they're a good rope horse, I tell them they're a good rope horse. If I tell them they'll buck you off, or if they'll buck you off, I tell them they'll buck you off. You know, I've always just tried to be 100% transparent with anybody that visits with me about the horses at the sale. And I think that pays off. And I've tried to pass that down to you know, other cowboys here. Don't, you know, a lot of horse sales get a bad rap for, oh, he's pretty good, you know, he's not bad unless you stall him a little bit, you know, and I'm not saying our horses, you know, they're horses and you never know what they're going to do. You asked me the other day, I think you had a kid horse that was kind of wanting to hump up a little bit, but you know, I believe that any day, the right thing,
Right.
the wrong thing, however you want to look at it, the right person riding them, I believe all of them, no matter how gentle they will, have the potential to do it. But I guess I'm just getting around to say I just try to be honest with people, and I think when you do that, those same people come back, and even if they don't buy your horse, if somebody else is looking at your horse and they say, "Oh, I bought his last year," and if he tells you he kicks, you know.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, there's there's never any guarantee with an animal. Yeah, that pickup horse of mine that I got earlier this year, man, I've had him for 7 months, and he never has picked his head up one time. And I put all these interns on him, and here he is. Just the other day, just decided to buck. It wasn't very much, but still, it was a little bit. But Taylor fired up the Ranch Rodeo team.
Yep.
That's exciting.
So that's, you know, everybody's like, oh, it's going to change. Well, the changes that we have been good things, you know, like
Right.
that. Like for a long time, they used to a long time ago, the sixes would get to go to rodeos, but they quit going to them. I mean, well before I was here. When I first got here, they really didn't even want you going to them on your own, much less as a team. But yep, I mean, I don't even think the ranch was closed yet, and he called me and was like, start signing us up for me. I think we actually did go to one before it even closed.
Dang.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so that
fun.
was a really good thing that all the cowboys are really excited about.
And it's another thing that'll help add to your horse's just list of things that, you know, the boxes they can check if they've been to half a dozen ranch rodeos in their life before they go to sell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it adds value to them too. You know,
Yeah.
If there's videos of you roping a cow at the ranch rodeo, Amarillo, or doing the stray gathering at Roaring Springs or wherever we're at, you know, and you can show that, you know, you don't just say, yeah, they've been to ranch rodeos. You know, now as much advertising and stuff that social media provides, getting to see stuff like that on these horses, I think adds a ton of value to them.
What's up? What's up, Isabel? Being here 16 years means that you've got to ranch alongside Boots O'Neill for 16 years. What? Tell me about that friendship and then maybe also some of the things you've learned from him.
Yeah, so I mean, the first time I met Boots, I think which I mean everybody does. He's just such got such an just I guess his personality or just an aura about him that just makes you want to spend time with him. So, charisma, yeah. But I lived in the bunkhouse here when I first moved here, and so right across the hallway from him, more or less. And anytime I'd see him sitting on the porch, I would just go sit with him and just try to soak in wisdom from him, just through his stories and just. So even before I was a cowboy, I guess that's where it started. The friendship was we'd just sit on the porch for hours, just listening to him talk and tell stories. And I think it was in 2011 or 12 maybe, he and I went up to Montana, and that's probably where we got the closest. We were there on a ranch for about 8 weeks together and just taking care of it. The guy that was there had to go, and I was still working for the horse division then, so I think they just wanted me to go up there just to help him and be with him, but I just took all my colts up there, and but I got we were together all day those days. We didn't stay out on the ranch. We'd drive back and forth to it and work together and work beside him all day long, and that's probably where we got the closest, was just getting to spend all those hours together. But
dang, can you imagine like all those kids and these days, and heck, adults, like if they got time in the afternoon, like they're like what people do with their spare time. I mean, most people are scrolling or watching TV, or both, and for 2 hours of an evening. And I mean, you're sitting next to Boots that hour, those 2 hours every evening. That's just a crazy alternative to what's normal for people, especially like in like that the whole time you've been here. It'd be neat to because there's a lot of guys that have come and gone. There's some new people here today. This morning we were weaning, and it's just like, oh man, that's awesome. They get to spend time with Boots, like a young guy, and he was riding next to Boots this morning. I was like, what? How neat is that for somebody early in their career to get to spend any time with him?
I got to punch with him.
But you've been here for 16 years getting to do that. So you guys are tight by now.
Yeah. But no, and then after that, I mean, like I said, after we got home from Montana, I think we were just real close and have stayed that way. I mean, even when we were at Dixon Creek, or even before that, when I was at South Camp, I'd call him and just get to pick his brain about something I had with a cow or a horse. I mean, he's a good horseman too. But when I was at Dixon Creek, as my roles changed with the ranch, I've always tried to and known the wisdom that I was gaining through my time with him. With my minutes with him, But when I was at Dixon Creek, I really started leaning on him probably more and more, just because he ran Wagner's for a long, long time, and just the knowledge that he has for getting to do that and for being a cowboy as long as he has too. But that's probably when I started really, really leaning in and knowing that, or seeing the value of the time that I had got to spend with him. But,
yeah, because you were having to put it into practice.
Mm-hmm. But even when I was at South Camp, he always drew the short straw and had to come help me prowl heifers, and so we'd do that, and I mean, I'm just thinking back on all the time with him, but I learned a ton from him about calving out heifers.
Oh man, I bet.
Because who's seen more heifers and rode up on more of them than that guy?
Yeah, like, is it time to go? And he's like, no, just wait.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a real conversation. And I remember when it first started, like I grew up, we had heifers, but I mean, we'd have 50, and
right.
we'd had, one year I think I had them Southwest and Salt Creek were both full of heifers. So I mean, that was 600 or 800 heifers that year.
Golly.
And but I'll never forget, like, and it was every day. But we'd ride up to a heifer and just a second, he'd be like, she's all right. We'll check on her in the morning. And I'd, kind of be like, you don't know that. And we'd come back in the morning. She'd have a calf there sucking him, and everything was fine. And then next day we'd ride up on one and he'd say, we better drive her to the pen. I think we need to pull it, but he was always right, and I don't know, that just learning little things. And a lot of them are little things that I don't think he ever explained to me on how he knew that. It's just from getting to do it and the experience of doing it. But being able to watch him and see that instead of just making a decision of, I found one calving, we need to pull it,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say some of them, the things I don't think he could tell you, we're going to come check this one in the morning because of this. It was just,
Just a feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But his feel was always right. Mine always hadn't been, so I don't know if I have it yet.
Right. Well, it was funny. We were talking about it this morning, how he just kind of kept insisting that the particular pens we were at with the particular snake that went around going up to the chute, he would insist that you just put 5 in there, and guys were wanting to do 6 or 7, but it was like 5 was the magic number. And we were talking about this morning how just turns out 5 was the magic number,
I'm like, I'm not listening to him. I'm taking 6.
Yeah, 6 are going. That's what we're taking. And then 1 comes back.
Yeah.
Just 5 happens to be the magic number.
Yeah, and so he'll tell people that now because he's been here so long and done it for so long, and it works. I mean, but he'll tell everybody, if somebody swaps out. When we were leaving a while ago, I heard him tell Gus, he's like, now, if you'll just bring 5, I'm not telling you what to do, but if 5 is what, and he told me the same thing when I got in there. He said, I know you're the manager here, and I shouldn't tell you this, but if you'll just bring 5, But, so you're like, okay, yes, sir, But you'll go back and 1 or 2 will run over. I was riding a colt, and 1 or 2 will run by. He's like, God dang it, he's going to be mad at me.
That's what he told me. He's like, now, I'm not telling you what to do, but we don't need to work that gait of foot if you want to go get your horse. And then later he was like, I didn't mean to tell you. I was like, Boots, you're 93. You can tell me what to do. It's not going to offend me.
Yeah. But it's little deals like that, though, that just bounce ideas off of him of if you're wanting to, we gather Big River different this year. And before I do something crazy like that, I always go be like, hey, what do you think of that? And he'll be like, oh, yeah, we used to do it that way all the time, and it worked good. And you're like, all right, let's do it then,
What a treasure trove of information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wagner's. I'm blanking on his name. The glove. Jimbo Glover.
Jimbo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said that when they bought that, they had to go to him about stocking rates.
Yeah.
Because he had like such meticulous notes that he had kept over the years and had been there over 50 years. And what are some other cowboys that had been here? Was it Ron
Lewis.
Mm-hmm. He was here when you came on.
Yeah, he lived at South Camp, and I learned a ton from.
Oh, so you took South Camp?
No, there was a couple other guys in there before me, but Ron was still here. He'd already moved. He retired and moved to town, but he still helped.
Gotcha. Okay.
He did more than just day work during the works. He rode he was like Boots. Even if we weren't working, he was here riding it. They let him keep his mount, and he was riding horses every day here.
Gotcha.
Doing something. But so I guess technically he was retired, but yeah, he lived out there for 30 years. And I learned a lot from him too. I just, I'm looking back, I wish I could have spent more time.
Yeah.
But I thought that's kind of funny. When we moved out there, I can't remember how old I was, but I told Kirsten, I was like, I can beat his record because I'll only be like 50, when
30 years comes around.
I think I only made it like 4 or 5. It's like,
yeah.
He was just like Boots though. Just he'd done it for so long and seen so many different ways of doing it. And one neat thing that he told me was, he'd prowl like every day. Like that's all. Like he'd leave camp in the dark and not get back till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, if he didn't have anything to do, that's what he did. Just go and
Ron did?
Mm-hmm. But he told me one time, he said that his goal when he left the camp every day was to memorize one cow on his camp, because they're all black. And like, it's just something I'd never thought of. Like, how are you going to tell the difference in them? But I mean, you can if you study them long enough, but he'd find a cow out in Croton or something and just look at her and try to memorize her where he'd know what she was. And Boots told me, I told Boots that he told me that one time after he'd passed away. And Boots said, well, he would. He'd see you. We'd be working and we'd be in the crowding pen in Hackberry, and he'd say, I remember when that cow was in Knobs over there,
Dang. Yeah, he is not scrolling Instagram in the evening,
Yeah. I'm gonna go memorize a cow instead of
memorize a cow.
check my notifications.
Right. What has Wes come over here a lot over the years?
Mm-hmm.
Boots' brother Wes
Yep,
O'Neill.
he used to come help us a bunch, and when we were going up north on all those trips, he'd go with us on a bunch of those too. So.
Mm-hmm. How old would have Cole been when you came here then?
He was in high school.
So he was in Guthrie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know when he graduated, but I'm pretty sure he was in high school. It might have been the year he's graduating.
Mm.
When he graduated?
No. I mean, the way he acts, you'd have thought it was like last year.
He thought he was still in high school.
Yeah. Sorry, Cole. No, I love Cole Hatfield. I love Cole Hatfield more than he loves black cows. I'll tell you that. He is someone that I talk to my interns about. Like he's a standard.
For what?
Well, let me explain.
Okay.
He is a standard for walking fast.
Oh.
And
Okay.
work ethic.
I'll go with you on that.
Yeah. I was a reference for his once. And he was going to Hill College. And he was going to be like a little bit of a groundskeeper for the rodeo arena while he was going to school. And it was going to pay for his. And the lady called me. And she said, tell me about Cole Hatfield. And I said, you will not hire any person ever again at that facility that will outwork Cole Hatfield. And she said, okay, that's all I need to know. Yeah. And anyways, I'll tell my guys, we watch a video of interns that apply. And I was like, hey, we don't have time to go through all these applications. But so if they talk or blink slow, and if they happen to be walking in the video, if they walk slow, don't even, on to the next one. And so when they get here, I give them that speech about walking. And I was like, you don't have to walk as fast as Cole Hatfield, but you need to get close, And then I show them the Cole Hatfield walk. And I guess what I'm getting at is,
you got any clips of that or just in your memory?
I need to film him.
Yeah.
It's in my memory right now. Because whenever he was at West Camp at Dixon Creek, I would stay with him. And during works.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to set my alarm like 10, 12, 15 minutes sooner. I'd ask him, when's your alarm go off? And somehow this joker, no matter what time I woke up, would still get to the barn before me, saddle his horse faster than me, all of it. But I say all that to say, what do you look for in an employee? Whether they're a day worker, a camper, the mechanic, like how do you observe and what is it that you want whenever you meet somebody? Because you've put together an amazing team at Dixon Creek that everybody loved, the culture. Y'all did good at ranch rodeos, and now you've come down to Guthrie and you've done the same thing. And so something's going right, and I'm curious what your recipe is.
I don't know. I mean, for any employee, like, or we want to hire the best, and to me, the best starts with being a good person. I obviously want you to be a hard worker, and and a good cowboy too. But I think more importantly for that is I want you to be a good person and have a good family, and because culture is, I think, huge for me on the ranch. I want everybody here. I mean, like at Dixon Creek, we all worked together. We all went to church together. All our kids went to school together, and we all loved each other, you know. And that was such a cool thing, maybe for me to see how that could be such a fun work environment. And I think that's what made me want to continue to do it. But I mean, I just, you know, when you just people that are good to be around, that are fun, that like to have fun. But then also we want them to be good cowboys. We want them to be able to rope good and make good horses, and so it's hard to find. I mean, it's hard to find all of that in people, and then that want to come here too. You know, there's a lot out there, but a lot of them are happy where they're at and don't want to come leave their job or what they have. You know, their own personal deal.
Yeah, the timing of it.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, there's a lot of good applicants, and that's what we'll hire maybe 2 interns a year.
Yeah.
But like, what are the odds that the best one actually needs a job the week we're hiring, you know? And so that's a tough
and you
part.
hire somebody and they call later and it's
Right.
like, dadgummit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all, and I'm sure you've observed it too here, but it's all about, you know, just God's plan of those 2 times meeting up.
Yeah, and I do that. I mean, I guess about like just trying to know that it is God's plan and trusting in that, kind of like you were talking about things not going right, how like, and it's hard sometimes in that too. Like, this is the guy I want, like it's going to be perfect. He's asked me for a job before. Now I have one, and then you call him and, oh no, I'm happy over here now, you know. And,
Right.
And I've really just tried to lean on God for that, and you know, you pray for him to open or shut a door, and if he shuts it, just have faith in that it wasn't the right time. Maybe it's time for later, but it's not for right now. And just praying that the right guy will come along that's the perfect fit for, you know, that fits in with all the rest of the team.
Well, I apologize for turning down and being part of that prayer, you know, having to turn you down so often, you know.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, one of these days.
You're saying there's a
One
chance.
of these days. In the back of my head, like I just, I don't know. I feel like probably every entrepreneur thinks about it. Like, what's my backup plan here? You know, like, I just always think like, God, maybe Dusty will give me a job. You know,
Remember I said good person.
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe he won't. What a tough conversation. I just one day call him and he's like, ooh, like, I know you were looking for somebody.
Kai's a wagon boss now.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have to go talk to Kai.
You heard me tell somebody else that today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put it off like, sorry, my hands are tied. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. That's funny. Managing people.
I want to fix that because Kai really does do the hiring. I don't want the guy I told that today to listen to this and think, oh, he was just blowing me off.
Yeah, no.
Kai really does do the hiring.
He I heard what you said on Dale's podcast. No, yeah, I do know that because I was really concerned with whether or not I would get a call for fall works because Kai got promoted this summer, and I waited, and Kai and I are Snapchat friends, but the call never came, and I was like, ooh. But Kai, if you're listening to this,
That's when you got to start like calling him a bunch and just, hey buddy, how are you?
Just checking in.
I didn't need nothing.
Nope, don't need nothing. Just what am I doing in September? Nothing. Unless you need me. Yeah, no, but seriously though, like he does do the hiring and firing just because, like, what's the point in a wagon boss if not, you know? I was pretty excited when that happened because he is one of those cowboys. He's prioritized his horsemanship. He's maybe the best I've seen with a rope. present company excluded. But he just checks all the boxes. Works, has a Cole Hatfield level work ethic. You know, no, Cole has a Kai level work ethic. How about that, Cole?
That better.
But he does. He checks all those boxes. So it's neat to have somebody like that as a leader on your team.
No, I'm getting to work with guys like that. I mean, and I say they're hard to find and few and far between, but they're not. And if you pray for them and it's God's will, that they will show up. But the guys that go the extra mile, several of those guys at Cole was the first one at Dixon Creek. I think the camp next to him guy was leaving, and he came and asked me for more country. You know,
Yeah.
like most of the time people are like, just a little too much. You know, that's their excuses. I've got so much, I can't do it all. And he's over there wanting more, you know.
Right.
But that are willing to go. And there's more than just that have been here. Those are just, you know, the crew at Dixon Creek for a while. But getting to work with guys like that. And I guess that's my goal in looking for an employee is trying to find guys like that are smarter than I am, that are better cowboys than I am, that can make a better horse than I can, that rope better. I mean, just all of it. Because at the end of the day, they make you look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes your job really easy when you have employees like that. And so I guess that's the goal in what we're looking for.
Do you think the days of in 2026, like, are there going to be cowboys that stay at a camp for 30 years?
I don't know. It's hard. I think the technology and the phones and the social media and stuff and the way you can communicate better, and I think it makes it harder. I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hired people before that I thought this is the short term just because I thought, you know, maybe it's their past history as they don't, you know. I think cowboys in general are known as roamers, and they want to work here for a while, and then they want to go see that ranch for a while, and then and then they come back to this one. And I mean, that's been a thing forever and ever, but you do have the guys that just stay forever and ever. But most of the time, I want to hire a guy that I think will stay for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, dang, here we are talking about it. I mean, do those guys still exist? I mean, you've been here for 16 years. I guess I was thinking in my head, I was thinking of a camp, but I mean, you're at this ranch.
Yeah.
So that's 4 years shy of 20, if my math is correct.
That's just where they can't figure out where to put me. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Let's try this one.
Eventually, you're going to be driving that trip hopper around.
I know it.
How long has Boots been here?
I think probably close to 40. I think he started in like the early to mid 90s.
Mm.
You know, the ranch, I mean, here they work there, you know, the like turnover at the sixes has always been kind of slower than a lot of places, I think. But I hope they do. I hope everybody that's working here right now will stay 30 years. That way I don't got to hire Dale Brisby someday.
If I'm asking for a job and you're willing to take it, then we're both in a bind. The 4 6s is in a bind. They shut the internet off or something happened. Everybody's in a bind. What do you feel like overall Yellowstone did for not only the 4 6s, but ranching in general?
I think what it did for the ranch was just it brought and it did it for other people too, for the people that were coming here filming, but it gave the cowboys here a way to make more money and a way for the ranch to make more money. Did you ask what it did for the ranch? or for cowboys
Both.
in general? Yeah.
Both.
So I mean, that's a cool thing that you know, had Taylor not bought, or you know, he came here and filmed before he owned the ranch, and it gave, because cowboys don't, you know, they don't do the job because it's the highest paying occupation that they can go find. They do it because they love it, and nowadays I think that's why we lose. Back to your other question, that's why it's harder to keep people here, because they can go make money doing other things. Maybe easier, maybe not, but you know, be able to provide a better way of life for their family. But so that's been a thing that's helped a bunch, was him coming here, getting to film, putting guys in movies, letting them help with the movies, and letting them help out, you know, with the filming.
Yeah, because if you're like a stunt double or get on a horse or whatever, like it's an extra $500, $700 a day sometimes.
And then they'll pay you to use your horse too.
And you're still getting paid your monthly salary.
Yeah. So that's been a huge thing just for the cowboys here. And I mean, we do it, you know, you're a cowboy because you like spending most of your time all by yourself with just you and your horse and just you and your family, you know. So, you know, after they're here for a while, I think as a cowboy, you're kind of ready for them to go and where it can get back to normal. But it don't take long for them, you know, a lot of the campers will be like, hey, when are they coming back? You know, Christmas is coming around the corner. And,
we're not making any movies anytime soon, are we?
Yeah.
Dude, it is wild how many people it takes to make an episode of Yellowstone.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy just how many people were on the sets, you know. But it was a cool thing to me because those people don't know people in our way of life and that live lifestyle like we do. And for them to be able to see and appreciate, you know, our way of life, I think is cool too. For that amount of, you know, as many people as come to these sets that have no idea what a real ranch even is, for them to be able to see and witness that and go home and tell their families that and their friends that. So, I mean, that's cool that it showed that to that people that have that lifestyle. But as far as what Yellowstone has done and what Taylor's done for the Western lifestyles, I mean, it's undeniable, just the attention that he's brought to cowboys, and I think that'll help, you know, not only make maybe future people want to come be cowboys and work on a ranch for 30 years, but also just letting them appreciate it and know that there's people out here that are, you know, we're doing this job and it's feeding America. You know?
Yeah. It's a noble cause. Yeah.
But,
that
and you know, not to talk about the value of horses, you know, it's helped with that a ton. The value that it's brought to all the horse shows around. I mean, it's a lot of people have said that if Taylor hadn't have done all the horse shows that he's done, it's the added money, the incentives and stuff that he's come up with to make showing horses more desirable for people to go be a horse trainer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there's a ripple effect of what he's doing that kind of echoes throughout the industry in various places. Yeah, I mean, we see it in rodeo, you know, I mean, even just people that want to go watch a rodeo now because of the cowboy hats they see on Yellowstone, which, I mean, and he gets it. Like, you know, everybody talks about Yellowstone and the soap opera that it is. I mean, those are his words. But behind that, there's an authenticity in the moment that you can't deny has helped just everybody benefit. Like I said, all ships rise in a high tide. What's next for the ranch? Like, what's your vision as its manager?
I think just to, you know, help it continue, you know, for another 150 years and to let.
You think you're going to live that long?
I hope so. They used to in the Bible.
That's true. And that's the Bible we're talking about.
But just to continue, in my opinion, we're already raising the best ranch horses and raising the best Angus cows that there are. And I'm not saying that someday that doesn't turn into another breed of cow or a different avenue of horses. I mean, there's changes, but I think it's hard it's hard enough to get to the elite level there that we're at, but I think it's even harder to maintain that and stay there.
Mm-hmm.
I want the culture here to be better, and to continue to be better and never be stagnant in that either. And just for the families that are here to be able to work here for 30 years or however long they can, and even if it's shorter, for them to be happy, and for their kids to grow up and have a good time when they are here.
I'm just genuinely curious, like maybe percentage of your time, like do you feel like when you stepped into this role, I know you're obviously having to deal with, people as a manager, but is there a lot of decision making that you're having to do on a day-to-day basis with the direction of the beef specifically?
I mean, it all goes back to the beef, obviously. I mean, any decision we make with the genetics, with the way we're feeding them, where we're feeding them, what kind of, vaccines we're giving them. I mean, all that, ultimately affects the beef. So, yeah, a bunch.
Yeah. When was this maybe a role that you thought might be possible for you to step into? Because, I mean, you said at one time, you wanted to beat Ron's record of being at South Camp for 50 years. Or 30 years, not 50.
I don't know if I ever thought it would be a possibility, really. It just...
One thing led to another.
The chain of events that led to it, honestly, were just 100% a God thing. I mean, there's no way that the way they all played out, there's no way that we could have had anything to do with it.
Yeah, I know that's a loaded question. I just see so much of your life that prepared you for this, I guess. Yeah. Like looking back, and that is a God thing. Yeah. Like your time in the horse division, for instance, kind of set you up for it. And anyway, it's not like, I mean, you got hired there and then you got moved over here. And so it's not like you were planning it. I just think it's neat the way that your story has unfolded to this moment.
Yeah. No, I was happy. Me and Kirsten both cried all the way out of South Camp. Like we thought we were going to raise our kids. Chambry was born there, and we thought we'd be there forever. And
you cried all the way back from Dixon Creek too.
So every step, it's just, we felt like we've had nothing to do with it happening. Every transition, and just trusting in God that it was the right move for us.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't feel prepared for each one. I mean, every one of them, even though I wanted to move to the camp, I'd never had a camp before. And even before I got there, when I called Doc wanting a job on the horse, to be a horse trainer, because there wasn't anything over here. And even before that, just getting to come down here and ride in the summers, I've just felt unprepared for, and just had to lean in that he'd help me find the tools to be successful in it.
Dang.
And then when I got in management, it was just surrounding myself with people.
You felt unprepared, like before you ever came here, even the summers that you were in college?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was coming to the sixes to train horses with riding this good of horses with this good of cowboys and horse trainers that were here. And I mean, I'll never forget I was thinking about it the other day when I was coming home from Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but there's a big hill west of town that I just remember when I was going over it, and I had a flip phone then, not an iPhone, but I knew I was, or maybe there's a road sign right there at it, but I thought I'm 15 miles from Guthrie, and I don't know why, but I just remember that hill for some reason, thinking like, golly, what am I doing when I get there?
Oh, like when you first came here?
From Tech. I was coming down from Tech. And
you drove back from Run for a Million.
Yeah, when I was coming back from Run for a Million
In the middle
other
of the
day,
night.
I just saw that hill and it made me think of it. I think about it a lot, not every time that I drive by it, but I just had this feeling of like anxiousness maybe is the word.
And now 16 years later, you're the manager and you still have an element of it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just where, I don't think it's a bad thing to have.
Yeah, no. I meant it. I just meant it in a good way though.
Yeah.
Like it's cool, like the history you have with that moment on that side of the road there.
Yeah.
I guess I think back to me in high school and, so similar. Like I remember my dad, we would go to the sale in Lubbock. I don't know if that's the horse sale y'all went to and got colts. But we got some colts and not that many times, but we went over there a few times, get some colts and ride them and sell them, and I'd ride a couple of outside horses and I valued horse training, then. But golly, I wouldn't have been ready. Yeah. Like looking back at my time in college, the road I took sent me to the back pins of a buck and shoot, but like looking back at, like thinking about the lump that'd be in my throat if I was driving to the 4.6s to start training horses as an 18 or 19-year-old kid. Yeah. Ooh, that'd have been tough.
And then you're going from there to a camp and it's like, dang, I've never been a camp man before.
Right.
What if I'm not, and then just the way I went to Dixon Creek, it's just like going to a job that I didn't even, know was anywhere in the picture, was even coming. It was just such a shock that we were even going. And now I'm going to be the manager of a 115,000 acre ranch and then coming down here and having to be over all of it, it's just each step though. I mean, I've just tried to lean in on God and like I said, go have people around you that are good people, that are good cowboys that make it work and make your job easy. So that's how I feel like I've done it.
What's that? How's that go? Something about God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called or something.
Yeah. I got a funny Lubbock horse sale story. A guy in Silverton, he raised good horses, but he had this one, and he called me one day, and I rode a bunch. I used to go to his house, he'd pay me to, he had 5 or 6 studs, and he'd pay me to ride his studs around. Every now and then he'd want me to go work off of one of them or something. And I think I rode some other horses for him too, but he called me one day and he said, hey, I got a horse. I just want to give him to you. And I was like, why? And all right. So I'd go get there and he was kind of a little old doggy looking thing and I think that's why. But I mean, it was still nice of him to give him to me, but he's like, he's yours. You can sell him in the morning or keep him the rest of your life. I don't care. So I took him home and I rode him for like maybe 6 months and he bucked. I've never had a horse do this. He bucked every time I got on him.
Dang.
And not just at the first. Like, I mean, I'd be trotting in and think he was tired and he'd blow up. Like, just every day. And Dad finally was like, man, I don't think, and he couldn't buck that hard. I'm not trying to act like I was a bronc rider, but he was going to buck. Like right when you got on him, he was going to buck. And then halfway through at the end, like you never knew, but he was going to do it. And Dad was like, let's just take him up there to Lubbock horse sale. We'll get rid of him. And I guess this is where maybe my honesty started in selling horses. But this, I warmed him up and was riding him through the ring there. And this guy came up to me and he said, hey, does this horse buck? And I said, yes, sir. He does. And he said, I want one that'll buck a little bit. That's the kind I like. And I was like, this is your horse, buddy. And we leave. And I'm like I get out, jerk my saddle off, hoping I don't have to see this guy again. Like I'm getting out of there. I was by myself and I throw my saddle in the back of the pickup and zooming out of there and I get out of there. And I don't know how he paid and got out of there so fast. But I stopped at a light. I can't remember what that first light is coming back into Lubbock. And this pickup pulls beside me and he rolls his window down and it's that guy that bought him. And I'm like, oh God, he's already mad. But he's like, I got him. And I was like, I know. Good luck.
Don't ever talk to me again. Oh, that's funny.
I never did go back, but I imagine that horse was at that sale every week after that.
Mine is a little similar. The last year we went there, it was my barber. His name was Jim Goldson in Memphis, Texas. And he gave the best high and tight. And he didn't say much. And he looked like the 67-year-old rancher. He was the first 67-year-old rancher I knew, with a belly, suspenders, and like a little bit of tobacco right here. And he would spit and smile and gave me my haircuts 3rd grade through 12th grade.
I need to go meet him again.
Well, he's passed now, Dusty. Thank you for bringing it up. Now my heart's broken. Sweet old man. But anyway, he and my dad, he was like, I'll buy the horses. Little Dale, Brisby, it can break them. And then we'll sell them and split it. And I remember like, okay, this is going to be a good deal. They were 3 little fillies. They were all sorrels. I called them Millie, Molly, and May. And one of them didn't make at all. One of them was gentle, and we sold. And then the third one bucked so much, she became a bucking horse. And I would later get on her in the bareback riding at Bryan, Texas. I started this one. And my dad bought her from Jim, and we just bucked her. She was the sweetest bareback horse and was like just a hopper. But I got on, I was like, I don't know, 68 points or something. Yeah. But she felt good. But somebody was 83 on her once at Helotes. But anyway, out of the 3 that summer that I started and we sold, only one of them made like a ranch horse. So I was batting 33%. But they came from that sale born. But
what was that guy's name?
Jim Goldson.
The barber?
Jim Goldson.
You think maybe he has any kids that are barbers, or?
I don't know. Is that that doesn't seem like a trade that, you think I need to go visit him?
Yeah.
Well, he was my last haircut.
Really?
And so that's how special it was. And I thought when he passed, I said, I'm never getting another haircut. Because I don't like long hair, to be honest. Like, you think I want to look like this? No. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I took a shower earlier, just dirt in the bottom of the tub. Sorry about that, by the way. I need to
go clean that
tell
up.
Kirsten we might need to clean that up. But anyways, yeah, I don't want to look like this. Jim Golson passed away. I don't let anybody else cut my hair.
I'll give you one. I'll show you a picture later. I gave Kelby one at the horse stalls.
A haircut? This week?
Yeah.
Did you really?
It was hilarious. He didn't want a bar. He wanted and he had all these guards. And
how is it that you know how to cut hair? You don't have hair. So you wouldn't have ever even had one. Just off the sides. Why do you think he hasn't taken his hat off this whole podcast?
It's getting less and less haircut.
It's because he doesn't want to show you that he's bald.
I wear Shady Rays because they fit my face. They block the sun, they look amazing, and they're affordable. And if you use code DALE on ShadyRays.com, they'll be even more affordable, to the tune of 40% off when you buy 2 pairs. So go to ShadyRays.com and use code DALE. I love you all. What's up, bro tater chip? If you're trying to get swole-o-matic like Dale Brisby, then go to mountainops.com and use code DALE for 20% off. That's where I get my protein. My creatine, I use a pre-workout called Yeti that is phenomenal. They've also got your everyday energy called Ignite. So go to mountainops.com. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy. And please use code DALE.
Finally got you on my podcast, and now we're just making fun of you. Yeah, that's why we wanted you.
I got to go now.
Yeah. I've only been doing a podcast for 8 years. So, and you're the last Texas CowPuncher in Texas to finally go be a guest on it.
You never asked.
I would like to have your dad on. And Brandon suggested your mom, who is maybe an angel in person. Lana. Was she always that sweet, or did she have a tougher side when y'all were growing up?
There's a tougher side in there.
Is there? I bet there is. I would expect an angel to have a tougher side.
So an angel raised an angel, though, right?
She's the sweetest woman. She's the sweetest woman. Maybe that's why you're calm while you're working cows. That's where you get that from. Yeah. You get that from your mom. And then your dad just went all to Zach. What was it like?
You don't think he's as calm as a boss?
I don't know.
Was he the boss when you were at the Bells or no?
He was, yeah. I mean, Chris was there,
Yeah.
but he was just. I think it was a joint effort, but it really seemed like Zach was kind of calling the shots at that time. Yeah, he was easy to work for.
Yeah.
He wasn't a hothead, but none of y'all are really hotheads. But you just you got to have hair first. Cole says you just seem to be the calmest of the three brothers.
Why don't you start giving me some notes?
All right, Zach, Dusty, True. Which one is most likely to be on time?
I think all of us.
Pretty punctual.
Yeah.
Which one's going to have a messy pickup?
Definitely Zach.
Yeah, I could see that. Which one's the most likely to get in a bar fight?
Definitely Zach.
Did he?
Oh, yes.
Where did y'all go in Lubbock?
Blue light.
Did he ever get in a bar fight in Blue Light?
Yeah, several.
Several.
I wasn't there, Mom. That just Zach was.
You just heard.
That's just what they tell me.
Did all three of y'all live together in college?
No, Zach and True never lived together.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
obviously because of the age spread.
Yeah.
My bad.
Zach nearly made it that far, but
Yeah. He almost stayed that long.
But no, we rented a house outside of town, and me and Zach lived together. And then when he graduated, I guess True moved in right after Zach moved out.
In y'all's circles, were fights regular, or were they just kind of like every now and then?
No, they happen quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
If I had a flat tire and y'all were each an equal distance away from me, which one of the three should I call to come give me a hand?
If it's you or if it's somebody else, got to be you.
It's got to be me.
I guess I would. See,
Yeah.
that way when you ask for a job someday, it'll be one less thing you can be mad
Yeah.
at me for.
I feel like all three of y'all would come help me. I wasn't super prepared for this segment,
No.
to be honest, but I am really curious looking back at like what I would like to see, like some footage of the three brothers and your dad working cows like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting. Having worked with you guys over the last decade.
Dad, I remember one time, I can't remember, I don't think it was me. I think it was either, and this may be why we're all on time. One time, I think it was True, wouldn't wake up, and he wasn't like normally. I'm surprised he was even in there, because normally, like if you weren't out there, he'd leave you.
Yeah.
Even if he needed you, like he was out of there. But one time, I think he walked back. He probably just needed something, and because I think he left him anyway. But True was in there sleeping, and he used to drink out of the biggest. I don't think they make them that big anymore. These huge cup that we had in there, and that was his every day what he drank out of it. He filled it up with ice water and went in there in bed and just dumped it on True.
Oh, that's funny. I remember when I was a state officer, we came back and we were at Silverton, and whenever you're traveling as a state officer, you usually stay with ag teachers or in a hotel. Most of the time, ag teachers. So we stayed with y'all. And I think it was Jamin that went in.
And stayed with us.
Well, we all three stayed with y'all.
I kind of remember that.
But Jamin went to the wrong room or something, because he was supposed to stay in a room with I think it was Logan on the couch, and then me and Jamin were going to stay in a bed in one room. But he went in the wrong room and got in bed with True.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. I thought you'd remember. I guarantee you True remembers it. But
So how'd you guys meet?
how we met? I don't know.
I guess we met in high school.
Yeah. Because our dads were ag teachers 40 miles away.
The first bucking horse I ever got on, y'all brought to. Did you come when y'all brought him to Silverton?
I think so, yeah. Because I do remember bucking horses like.
Some ranch broncs after the.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember Mom, she was mad that Dad was letting us do it, and I think she thought by boycotting it, it would make Dad and or us change our minds if she didn't come. And like, I mean, a week before, she's like, "I'm not coming if y'all are doing that."
Yeah.
And she didn't. I mean, we live like 5 miles from the arena, and she stayed at home and didn't come watch us. But
I can remember us doing that, taking horses over there. To me, it wasn't quite in my head as significant. For you guys, it was like your first time getting on, you know? And so now, years later, like I wish I would have like filed that away, you know, like, hey, these guys are going to be in your life for the rest of your life and or for the foreseeable future. And this is their first time getting on a bucking horse. They're going to remember that. But for us, it was just like, yeah, we're going to go buck some horses over here. Then we got to go to do this other thing, you know. But I can see that arena in my head. But anyway, yeah, that. And I remember getting your brother came to a couple of ranch bronc ridings that where we were putting on rodeos. Maybe he got on my bareback horse. But what brought me here, and you know,
when Reggie brought you down,
yeah. So I was rodeoing with Cole.
Yeah, Cole wasn't here though. I don't think, was he?
No.
Yeah, Reggie.
No, it was
Reggie called. I don't think he knew that we knew you. I think he thought he was going to introduce you. I think because he said, "Hey, I got somebody I want you to meet."
Yeah,
but I don't think you knew. No, I don't think you knew it was us, and I don't think he knew that we knew you. He just wanted us to meet.
Yeah, yeah. And same thing with we went around the corner, met you guys, and it was like, oh yeah, I know these guys. And then we went to the mare barn and ran into Phil Fox, and I didn't know Phil, but Phil knew my dad. That was cool. But I did know we went around the corner, Blaine and Baker. Yeah, and I'd been knowing them since I was little.
That's funny.
But the whole reason I got to come here and am forever grateful for my time here is because I was rodeoing with Cole, and Reggie was kind enough to let me tag along. But yeah, 2014 was the year that I was.
That's when you came down.
That wasn't whenever. I don't think that's when I met y'all or when I saw y'all again here. I think that was like
the first time you came work.
Fall of 2013.
We're not worked, but we're here.
The first time I helped out would have been the first time you guys let me walk around while you guys were working would have been 2014. Yeah, because I was so nervous, and I'd been to the Bell with your brother that spring. But I mean, like this was still like, you know, being on an outfit of this size was still so new for me. You know, I was as nervous as I would have been in high school trying to come to a place like this. Yeah. But Reggie was cool about it, and he let me. But so we go to, man, I don't think it was North Town that we were at, but it was somewhere in North Camp, and we gather and. Dang, I made it to the holdup. And I was like so excited. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to drag, you know. And we got to, and we get up there, get off my horse, and I loosen off this horse, and I noticed that my rigging is beginning, and Reggie was standing there. And I was like, what do you think right here? And my rigging was ripping off the tree. Like it was an older saddle, and it had begun the back of the, and he was like, yeah, you better not drag today. And I was like, oh, I guess, you know. And I was like, oh, thank God, you know, I can get my feet wet, I can just flank all day on my first day ever here, you know. And we get out there, and you know, we're flanking and whatever and working calves, and Tom comes over, and his shoulder was hurting. He was like, my shoulder's hurting, but I really want somebody to drag on this colt I got, you know. And Reggie went to looking around, and you announced, you were like, Dale's saddle is, and he could do it. And so my first day at the 4-6s, I'm now on Tom Morehouse's young horse, dragging calves for my first time.
You're welcome, though. That's pretty cool.
And it was cool.
I remember you were mad at first.
I don't know if Tom thought it was cool, but But I mean, later it would be cool.
That horse has a similar story to the one y'all are bucking now.
Yeah. The horse didn't make it. Yeah. I remember it too.
Lubbock Selborn.
It was either that
it might have been the very next year, but we were somewhere on that side of the highway. I can't remember where. Hackberry over there.
Mm-hmm.
But got the creek. It might have been Big River, but brush everywhere. And I was Tom's next man, and I remember being so nervous because there was so much brush.
Yeah.
And thankfully, 12 years has gone by. I've not gotten lost. I was a little bit sad whenever you left Dixon Creek because that place is the easiest to not get lost unless you're in big breaks. But all those rolling hills, yeah. And we got to take out the wagon.
Yeah, that was we were pulling the wagon out down here though the first time you came.
Yeah. That's the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The wagon came out.
Talking about Ron, the first time I remember when you walked into the deal. We worked maybe like all week, and Friday
Dale shows
it may
up.
even been at lunch. Dale walks in, and Ron Lewis is sitting in the line, and I remember I can't remember. I think he was getting a plate. I think
It was in the morning.
and you walked under.
Yep.
It was in the morning.
Yeah.
You walked under the fly, and he didn't see you for a while. He was just standing there, and finally he turned around and looked, and he was like. And he don't say nothing. I don't even know if he spoke. You just were kind of just,
Yeah.
and he kept just, 10 times.
Yeah.
And finally he goes, he just turned around and stuck his hand out and he said, "I don't believe we've met."
Oh man. Just legendary cowboy
But I'll
just
never
out here.
forget that he just kept just
Long-haired
looking at him like, I don't know what this guy's doing here.
long-haired cowboy with sunglasses on at 5 a.m. The wagon was super cool. Like getting to experience that. And I mean, I guess would that have been Reggie's idea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. He said it was something he always wanted to do, and they finally let him do it. And I don't remember how many years we did it, but
Was that the first year? Whenever in 14?
Probably. Because I think back to when did we move to South Camp? I bet it was in 14. Because I think that's the first year that we did it.
And then when you moved to Dixon Creek, you did it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was a stretch.
Yeah, for
Several years.
I think we did it for 6 years up there.
Yeah. There's always a storm.
Yeah.
Golly.
We have to start doing it again so we can get a rain.
Golly, that hailstorm. We were in that mineral barn
Yeah.
at Four Corners.
Uh-huh.
And your brother ran out into that hail and made a big lap, just yelling. God, that was funny.
I don't know how many wagons Charlie Ferguson's has been on, but several. And he told me one time that that's one of the worst storms he's ever,
Oh, really?
ever
When
been in.
we were just all like just riding it out in the mineral barn. Dang. Thank God it was out there. Yeah. That was some big hail. I mean, the ground was white after that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a river running through the fly. Remember that?
Yeah.
Of hail.
Yeah. The hail was just like, yeah. It came quick, fast, and in a hurry. We need it up there right now. My ragtag group of horses every year. You can tell which ones are mine. And they're a Muda, like yeah. Yeah. No, not but even before the tails got chewed off. Whose horse is that? It's probably Dale's. Who do you think? Yeah. It's crazy how long his hair is, but all his horses' tails are so short.
All the ones that are hard to rope.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get way back.
Now that you got coal there, I've noticed they're a little better to catch.
Little, yeah, just a little. Yeah. Just a little. That is something that
I thought I'm finally getting on to this podcast thing now. I thought he was writing in his diary back there. He's writing notes for you to make jokes at me. That is your diary?
yeah. He's been texting me. He's been texting me. What about the roping horses part of your time here? Did you because that's
people kind of look at that as a thing, like around that I've noticed. Like that's one of the things they admire about the way ranches operate down here. Because I guess not everybody does that.
Talk about nervous. I think it was the second year we pulled the wagon out, but it was probably halfway through the works, and Reggie, I mean, that's one thing Boots always said, always take your rope, because it's kind of a prestigious thing to be the horse roper. And then we kind of changed it up, and different people caught horses every morning at Dixon Creek. But then, like, the same two horse ropers caught horses every morning. And but Boots always told me, you always take your rope to the, then we even had a rope corral. He said, always take your rope to the rope corral, because you never know, you just want to be ready if the boss tells you to. And which, I just taking it like, thought I'd never get to do it, And one morning Reggie said, Dusty, get in there and catch them. And then every morning after that, the next morning he looked at me and said, why ain't you in there? And so every morning after that, I got to catch horses. The rest of the time that we pulled the wagon out, I did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what else you want to know about catching them.
Yeah. Well, there's just an art to it, it seems like.
Yeah.
Is there? Like, how much different is it than roping a cow?
Yeah, it's just a different loop.
Yeah, hula hand.
Even hula handing a calf or a cow, unless they're running by you, it's a different loop. Roping a horse standing there is the hardest. A lot of times I think people are more impressed when you catch one at a dead run, but when they're standing there and, because they always duck their head, and the longer you rope horses, the more you'll, I learned that from Boots as well, but you learn to know that horse is going to duck left every time you throw it. And so, and you might miss him because he does it. Well, then the next time, which then by the time you get that down, you throw it left and he moves it right, but yeah, I practice a lot. I rope my horses every time. I think I got maybe where I could do it a little bit better when I was working for Doc on the horse division, because we got to ride. We'd start 70, 80 fillies every year, and 15 or 20 extra geldings and 4 or 5 studs. So I got to rope a lot of horses then.
45 studs? Dang. That's a lot of studs. I'd have gelded some of those.
No. Not on a ranch this size. But, growing up, Dad taught us how to hula hand, but I don't know that got to where I could do it very good till it's like anything with practice.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love catching them. I almost enjoy doing that. And that's one thing I miss about not doing the wagon is getting to catch horses. And I love watching it too, getting to watch other people.
Yeah.
There's nothing prettier, right? You can just barely see in that big old loop just flying through the air.
Or slicing into 20 horses in a bunch and just snagging the one that you need. Like, that's so cool. Like the precision that some guys have, yours is getting there.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I do remember like that first week I came here, I was riding this one horse, Dabber, and he was did not want to go in the rope corral. And finally Reggie just yelled, and I don't remember him cussing. I don't think he cussed. But if that horse don't want to come in here, leave him out there. Well, about that time, he ran by, and you remember this? And knocked down the fly. And so the next morning, they got that horse into the rope corral, And I was like, I got him and I caught him and I was like, I don't know whose horse this is, but I guess I'll ride him.
I remember that too.
I don't know. So, is that horse that knocked the fly down yesterday? Yeah, I guess I'll ride him. Whoever he is. That part is neat too, how the guys roping horses by the end of the works, will know every horse in there, even the day workers' horses. That's pretty neat. Yeah.
kind of like Ron's, memorizing a cow. I mean, that's more impressive actually. But
And you kind of, you learn where they all hang out. Like I know that a lot of times they meal around, but a lot of times your horses will always go to this corner and this other cowboys will always go to that corner. And so you kind of learn when you holler out a horse to, oh, he's probably back here, and kind of know where to look. Because a couple of years there was over 100 horses in the horses. That's learning them all, knowing them all, and that's another deal about it. Like, and paying attention as a cowboy that's not roping them. In case you ever do, you need to, if every horse that 15 cowboys call out, you got to say, which one's that one? And then you got to find it. Memorizing the horses is a big part of it too.
yeah.
It's just fun seeing that many horses in a pile, though.
For sure.
And
because it never happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other scenario do you get to be in a spot where there's 100 horses? Yeah. And why don't you put a mare in there? That's
I'll
always.
let Boots tell that story.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. He's got plenty of them. Who else? I was going to say, who else do you think knows as many stories of Boots as you do?
I don't know. Probably Laurie, his daughter.
Yeah, maybe.
I promise she does. She calls. I can't remember what time it is. I think every day at the same time she calls him. And
That's awesome.
they talk.
That's awesome.
When we went up to Montana with him, I took a filly up there because we had a few geldings, but a lot of my horses were fillies or mares. I think I just took one because I knew how he was going to feel about it, and we didn't know what the pens were like. And turns out when we got there was one pasture with one set of pens, so like we had to just run them together. And they were fine the whole time, but the last couple of days we were there, one of his horses just started like kind of
Picking on her.
Well, no, he was like protecting her. Well, the other ones weren't picking on her, but he was just like herding her away from them, and he wouldn't let any. It's like a stud in his mare band, and he wouldn't let any of the other geldings, which they didn't even want to be close to her. I mean, they would want to go get a drink, and he'd run them off because it was too close because she happened to be there. We noticed them doing it, and we noticed them doing it one evening, and the next morning we go out there, and his best horse or his favorite one at the time was Playboy, and we didn't see what happened, but that other horse had run Playboy through the fence and cut him all up. I was like, God dang it!
Yeah.
But he wasn't too mad at me.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I just tell somebody else about it though behind your back.
Right. Yeah. Why'd you send this kid from Silverton with his filly?
I could tell it bugged him when we were going, and so like the whole time I was like, man, this is going so well,
Yeah. Yeah, I do have mares, but they're just the bucking horses. They stay in a separate pasture. Other than that, I try to just keep geldings. But just one of those headaches that I've not yet wanted to take on. But we normally wrap up with life advice.
Life advice. You should have prepared me for that one too.
Yeah. I know your favorite scripture.
What is it?
Colossians 3, 23.
17.
3:17.
I mean, I don't know what else better than that than the scripture, but I can't remember how it goes. Whatever you do, whether in word or deed,
As if it's for the
give
Lord.
thanks to God the Father.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
Do your work as if it's for the Lord.
mhm. But I don't know. That's something I've always tried to do, and always giving the glory and the honor back to Him. Whether you win or lose.
Mm-hmm.
Since I messed the scripture up, maybe still give the glory to Him.
There you go. Well, yeah, I mean,
we can't give it to you.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause and then everybody, he's desperately looking for help. Just DM him on Instagram.
Did I get any more of these, or is this the only one?
Yeah, that's the only one.
Oh.
Yeah. So just DM him. He wants, just send videos of all your ranching. He's gonna watch and read every message. And if you don't pull an Easily trailer, you ain't no cowboy.
That's right. That's right, Macklin.
And don't forget to check out August 22nd on CBS. Watch this Yahoo try to win a horse show.
We were supposed to, that's the only reason I agreed to this is because you told me Taylor said I had to. But were we supposed to talk about that some more?
No, not really. I made that up.
Dadgummit.
This is going to go out after the horse show anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I just finally wanted to nail you down, so I told you that Taylor insisted. Yeah. Gotcha. You boys get all that? On to the next one, everybody. Check out rodeotime.com. Check out 46steak.com. 6666steak.com. Don't put 3 of them. That's a completely different website that we are not affiliated with. But 46steak.com for the best quality beef that you can imagine, the most tender, and just know that it's been ranched on by Dale Brisby. So that's why it tastes good. Right?
Best New York strip you ever ate.
That's it, baby.
That's what the man said.
On to the next one. Pow, pow.